Alright. Hello, everyone. It's me, Generic Pie, back with another episode of Peeping Tom Bombadil, which is when I peep on other people's games that have been shared to me within the Discord community that are, entertaining, fun, riveting, for your enjoyment. This game was shared by Ace XD, or Ace literal emoticon face, against GJB. Good old GJB. Always have fun games with GJB. And to quote Ace, let's have a look what he said. Bring snacks and drinks and the edge of a seat. So let's strap ourselves in. Let's see what we got here. So GJB was playing as a Shadow, and Ace was playing as the Free Peoples. In terms of cards, we've got Riders of Theoden, which is a nice starting card. And we've got Monsters Roused and Lure of the Ring. So probably not going to play Monsters Roused for its combat effect. Probably going to keep it for the Desperate Battle. So remains to be seen if either of these will be playable, or would be want to be playable. Yeah. Lol, equally useless cards. So, I mean, brave of GJB to actually say that. That's the kind of thing you think. But do you actually want to tell the opposition? Maybe it's, he's playing the mind games and he's actually sat there with Corsairs or something that's really useful in the first turn, which Corsairs isn't. But yeah, I wouldn't want to let the opposition know that I've got rubbish cards because it can actually affect how you play. Anyway, so we get an outright awful roll for the Shadow. 3 Palantirs, having just discussed how borderline unplayable Monsters Roused is, and completely unplayable Lord of the Ring is, and only 1 muster, and not even like an army die. You just get a sea die, and then a mixed, solid, not the best roll for the Free People, but an okay roll for the Free People. So naturally, GJB musters. So I think in this instance, after seeing that card, you probably use this to muster Isengard down and then use another one to play Half Orcs and Goblin Men and then draw another card. I think that's what I would do. Yeah, I think that's a good play. And you draw into King Brands, which is such a great starter card, especially if you don't get hit and kill Gandhi on your first move, because you're going to get 2 card draws out of King Brands, which is beautiful. Okay, so rather than playing Half Orcs, GGB decides to draw another card, another trash card for the early game. They are hit, they are revealed, and they do kill Gandalf. Okay, so you're not going to get max out of King Brands, but you still get a card draw, which is nice. So that's makes up a bit for the awful start for the Shadow. And it also means that you can actually play Lord of the Ring, which is nice. Very unlikely that you're going to get to be able to play that card, and yet they draw Legolas. That's pretty bad luck for the elf. You're just strolling out of Rivendell, and then you just like an orc throws a rock at your head or something. Die, Legolas, you fool. Yeah, he didn't get very far, Legolas, in this version of War of the Ring. And finally, flip the Fellowship. Isengard goes down. Standard army moves, and I move here. So I actually just decided a little bit of a debate. In a recent video, Ira questioned the actual, because I think it's kind of the meta play when you have a hybrid die early on is to do this move here, right? If you don't have a scouts, is this actually always the best play? Is this actually always the best play? I wonder, because he almost always dies, and it gets the North down 1, but unless you have scouts, the odds of this guy actually surviving and getting here are so low. Is it worth it for just getting the North down 1? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe there are other things that are actually better. I don't know. I guess everyone does it for a reason, but it was interesting to hear Ira, who's such a good player, question the logic. Anyway, moving on. Turn 2, we get Return of the Witch King and Istar's Bane. So the character cards, the strategy cards you're getting as a free people, really rubbish. The Half Orcs and Goblin Men is good. This is a good Desperate Battle, but in terms of actual playable cards, yeah, Swarm of Bats is good. But the fact that Isildur's Bane, a playable Lord of the Ring, it's kind of pushing you a bit towards a corruption game as the Shadow, I feel. Especially with Gandalf dying on the first step. And Legolas being gone because of Lord of the Ring. I think a Shadow, my kind of... The alarm bells will be ringing like, corruption game, destroy Frodo. So we draw into Thranduil's, always a lovely card, an Ent card, handy. Ooh, okay. So now I'm really thinking corruption game. You've had a horrendous roll. You've now had depending on what happens with the Free People's roll. Okay. So this is going to allow them to get Gandalf. They're probably going to maybe move once, maybe not move at all. But you're going to get nothing done as the Shadow. You're falling behind already as the Shadow. So sad times for GJB in this game so far, at least as from a military perspective. And unless you have the book or Fear Fire Foes, I don't see how you can crown Aragorn. Yeah. In this situation, I don't think I would be looking to crown Aragorn with Gandalf dying so quickly and losing Legolas. You're playing with fire. You're basically almost relying on a military victory or freakish corruption luck if you start trying to crown Aragorn in this situation as the Free People, I think. Okay, so they have a little discussion about that. The Free People move. Yeah, you kind of needed that as the Free People, I think. Okay, but I've just realised we're now in a Gandalf denial situation. So as Free People in here, I'm extremely inclined to play this and force the change the turn order, which means that whatever happens, it puts the impetus on the Shadow player to either decide to do Gandalf denial, and regardless, they're not going to get a minion. So let's see how that plays out. Army moves up here. King Brands is played. We draw into... Speak of the devil. What are the odds? Sauron goes down. Okay, so he's not even toying with it. He's not even considering. He's doing the Gandalf denial thing. But having said that, if you're GJB in this situation, could you not just play the Palantir? Because I'm getting confused. The turn order was the backwards anyway because the Shadow had so few dice. Wait, you can't play it, mate. You haven't got the Witch King. You mean to play Monsters Rise, right? There we go. Or he's revealed that he has a swarm of bats, you know. I didn't see anything. Okay, nice. So yeah, rarely played for its card effect. I could see an argument for it here. I guess you're saving Isildur's Bane for when they're in Moria. They're hovering over Moria at least. So I can see I think I'd rather just play half orcs. If I'm going to play something to get that in an army, because it's a bit rubbish. You take so many dice to kind of get these armies together, and you don't even have an army to... It's kind of pointless. Here. Gondor goes down. Where are you, Gandalf? And we go on to turn number 3. Fighting Rokain Orc Patrol. So you're getting really nice cards to attack the Fellowship here. Really, yeah, the game is telling you destroy Frodo. Lots of eyes again. Yeah, it's what the game wants. Sometimes you have to just accept what the Java gods are telling you to do and embrace it. All right, okay. Well, the Java gods don't seem to want much to be happening this turn. As Free People, what do you do here? Can't play Athelas. You'd play Thranduil's. You'd play Axe and Bow. And what else? Maybe draw a card. Play those two. Draw a card, perhaps. I guess you'll draw a card from Thranduil's anyway, so you can see what that is. Crappy rolls all round. Axe and Bow. Yep. Now get Saruman because you don't have to worry about Gandalf. Great. Thranduil's is played. Draws into Kindred. So another one when you can draw a card. You probably play that and then draw another card, I guess. rethinks. Okay, that's kind of nice actually. I've never seen Monsters Roused used to get a troll onto onto the Fellowship. All corruption all the time. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm with you there, GJB. That's the way. Now they draw into health unlooked for. Get a nice no quarter. Half Orcs is played. Yeah, cool. Elves go down. And Orc Patrol. Sweet. So yeah, now you've got you can spare the Isola's Bane for Moria and play the Orc Patrol now. I think that's cool. Gets a 2. Makes sense to Blacks and Bow. Yep. Good. And Ace decides to use the token to get the elves down. I don't think I would have done that. I don't think... With the elves one step away already, armies nowhere near. I think you keep that because the danger is... And this can easily happen for the free people, is... You use the token to get the elves down, thinking, oh, next turn, I'm going to use all my musters, the bounty of musters that I will inevitably roll to protect the elves. And then next turn, you get like 2 Palantirs, a character die, and a will, which you need to use to try and get Gandalf anyway. So... And meanwhile, the Shadow gets like a ton of army dice, and then they charge into Lorien, and you've wasted your token effectively. So that's why I wouldn't do that. I'd wait until the next turn to use the token. But that's just me. Through a Day and a Night. Hopefully we get rid of the card effect. Mithril Coat, great card. A little bit too early, as I always say. Shadows Misty Mountains, that's nice. Always a great card to draw, and we get a red tile. Okay, so they decide to declare. They're not even considering going the dangerous way. I think there's a lot of logic to that with this little guy waiting for you. Already a pretty beaten up Fellowship. Kind of. Well, not hugely. But the Shadow Military is so apocalyptically slow that you might as well take your time and not risk it, not gamble. Yeah. Yeah, I almost said glacially slow, and GJB said there are glaciers that move faster than me. One I added, okay, by GJB's standards in this game, that's a fantastic roll. Still no will, which sucks, but you can actually get some musters though, so using the token has paid off. Fellowship moves, they're hit, and it's a 3. Ouch. That's rough. That's really rough. Let's see what random we get. And it's Strider. Excellent value. But that is... Yeah, not the end of the world. I mean... It might be. It might be the end of the world for the free people. Yeah, that's... First random. Oh no, it's second random. But still, 1 in 5 sucks. But at least you can't die twice, okay. Okay, so the Witch King comes into Dol Guldur. Everyone is activated. Shouts the Misty Mountains. Big armies coming into play. Elden and Lorien, yep. Return of the Witch... Wait! GJB, you madman! Not only are you playing... You're playing both Monsters Roused and Return of the Witch King for their card effects in the same game. You saucy devil. You saucy devil. Never played it to recruit before. Never played it to recruit before. So what are we actually doing here then? Where are these guys going? Are you going to go to like bloody Grey Havens or some nonsense? Where are you going, GJB? Let's find out. But elves are super beefy everywhere. Super beefy, I guess. I mean, but there's only... The Elven Force Pool is meager. So is GJB just thinking, screw it, I'm going to Grey Havens and get 3 points here? Because they can only realistically muster 1 guy. I guess you could go here and here. If you want to... You're still going to have to do some mustering, but that could be a relatively cheap 3 points. Grey Havens is usually because of the distance, but it's a what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you go Shire en route. Not that far in the grand scheme of things, I guess. But it's still pretty inefficient. Okay, well, yes, this is it. Now you have to do the very slow, like, cumbersome, like, orc armies combining. This is very sad. That is quite sad, yeah. Yeah, just double sadness. Cry, yeah. Extreme sadness all round. Okay, so mustering here. Yeah, the double muster, I think that's nice with going for the... I've done this before, and it's quite... It does hurt you when you actually get into the fight, because what often happens is then you can't downgrade, and that's annoying. But it does make Rivendell very, very strong, does make this very strong, and the final elite can either be mustered in Grey Havens or Woodland Realm. Okay, so definitely going to Grey Havens then. So this lot combining. Yeah, I mean... That's but he's going to get the final elite in there now, and that's going to be horrible. That's going to be absolutely horrible. That's why I think I would have actually preferred Grey Havens, because once that elite's in there, you're not really going to take it, are you? To be honest, unless you get really lucky, or you go really slowly. Círdan ships. Okay, that's going to be used for a charge for once. Wizard staff useless, pretty much. Lidasai also pretty useless right now. Yep, hardcore corruption against a lot of movement. Well, at least they can get Gandalf. Decide to move straight away. Hit again, only a 1, not too painful. Nazgul Train is formed. More like the Nazgul Triangle this time. I'm going to declare into Goblin's Gate next turn. Just as a single move. Can you actually do that? Can you actually under-declare? I don't know. That would be pretty funny. Lorien put under siege. All right. Okay. Gimli goes on a run and then goes back. Okay, now he goes to Old Forest. Okay, this is interesting. So obviously we're looking at... Wait. Fear 5 foes. But that needs to be Shire and Bree, so it's not going. He's not going to be able to trigger the anyone. I guess you can activate. Well, you can't even activate. You can get him to Erebor and then start using other dice to move them down, I guess. Isildur's Bane. 1 reveal. Nice. Eyes are getting concentrated for later, says GJB. So what of this? We're on basically net -1 corruption, and the Fellowship is only in Old Ford. So that's really, really painful from a corruption POV. You're going to go incredibly slowly. And if you can get lots more tiles drawn, if GJB can get a bunch of red tiles, have a small pool and some red tiles, it's very, very hard to win as the free people unless you get extremely lucky, I guess. What you could do, yeah, in this situation, I've seen this in one of my recent Peepin Tom Bombadil videos, is you could just start cycling C cards. Just play the lid aside, just start going hard on the cycling while kind of slowly grinding down the military victory points.
A wizard is never late.
Fighting Your highest played from Lorien. Goes for Devery of Orthanc. Boom, 4 hits. Okay, that's actually really good. Really good. 3 hits back. I'm guessing he's going to press. Yep. Devery versus Daylight. Just a 1 hit this time, but I could have gone a lot worse. And 2 hits back, so going very, very nicely in Lorien for the Shadow. Round 3. This time we've got Day Without Dawn, Relentless Assault, just to make sure. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oof. GG Book hasn't done a reroll. Did I miss the first roll? Oh, he's running on 4s anyway. Of course, yeah, I'm just being stupid. So turn 5 to get first VP, but he did it in style. Absolutely smashed down Lorien. And he's saying, my God, this is slow. But yeah, look at where the Fellowship is and look what state they're in, you know. You may be slow, but it ain't looking pretty for the free people either. Right, so... Oh my good God. Alright. Action stations, people. We got a game here. We got a game here. A Gimli-led Elven army is heading to Dol Guldur stat. Okay, so now they draw into the Grey Company and Path of the Woses. Hopefully we'll get to see that played for its card effect. Turn 6. Now let's see what role the Shadow will get here. They've got a Deadly Strife, but they ain't got any cards to defend Dol Guldur. This army can come across. But if they don't roll any musters, this will be very interesting. GJB, even in this situation, still going hard on the corruption. Given I've just seen this as Shadow, I would be leaning towards caution. A little bit more defensive caution. And I think I'd go... I wouldn't go for the 3 eyes this turn, I don't think. I think I'd go 2 eyes. Especially given the Fellowship is already revealed. They're going to have to... And they don't have Strider. So the chance of them moving twice this turn are quite low. So I would... yeah. But you do roll 2 musters anyway. Okay. And they only get 2 potential attack dice. So... But they do have Through a Day and a Night. Woof. Yep. Excellent. Excellent. So yeah, GJB saw that coming. GJB saw it coming. But where'd you get the other 2? That's the thing. Have you gone too early? Because that can happen in the free people. Sometimes you got to just strike while the iron is hot. You got to just take the 2 VPs where you can. But sometimes by taking the 2 VPs, there's no way of getting the other 2 VPs. And in this situation, no one else is at war, you know. You need... This is super defended. Rohan's nowhere near war. The Dwarf's not anywhere near war. The North's not even down a single step. I mean, the North would probably be your best bet, I guess. Hopefully this army goes here. Then you can maybe do something here and go for Mount Gundabad. But the Shadow's going to be on defending now. Southrons go down. Southrons go all the way down. Yeah, so I'd actually forgotten about Through a Day and a Night because I was talking about mustering here. But yeah, the Through a Day and a Night makes that completely moot. As Shadow, what do you do? Do you prioritise taking this back? Or do you just play very cautiously? In such a slow game, it's probably wise to take this back and remove the possibility, but it's going to be very resource heavy. It's going to require a lot of commitment, a lot of mustering, especially with Shadows in the Misty Mountains already having been committed to this. Do you really want to use that army to go here? I guess you could use that army to go here, take it, and then try and take back the Empty Woodland Realm, which cannot really be mustered. That might be the play. Or just use these guys to take it. Okay, so GGP heads combining, leaving that Mount Gundabad very naked and open. Fellowship moves, missed, very nice. You kind of needed that. Okay, and this one goes up, but does leave 1 behind to be safe. Fear Fire Foes. Oh, the Gandhi Man. I wasn't really paying attention, so the Gandhi Man was going here. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, excellent. Yeah, that's brilliant. I think sometimes when I'm commentating on these games, because you're kind of thinking about a million things at once, sometimes you miss quite crucial details as they happen. So, yeah, I think getting Gandhi into Grey Havens, using Fear Fire Foes to get the North activated is absolutely the play. And well done there, Ace. That's an awesome play. I think now, again, if GJB has a bad turn and we can actually start getting these northern boys, perhaps with Gandhi at the helm up to Mount Gundabad, could be game on. And in that situation, this situation, you have to be very cautious as Shadow. I mean, sometimes it's easy just to think you can keep ploughing on. and just bludgeon your way to a military victory, but you got to be so careful because a couple of turns of musters and suddenly you've got a sizable northern army, and the Shadow doesn't have good defensive cards. Red Tail goes in the hat. Northern armies mustered in Dale. You kind of got to. I'd be probably looking to charge in this army straight into here. Maybe if you can muster some Oliphants and just you gotta get Dale off the board as a threat because it's a serious issue. It can go up here to take Mangundabad. It can obviously it could be used to just hold Woodland Realm in the absence of Elven reinforcements, but the main issue is they've got a huge force pool. You can get such a big army here, and it can cause huge problems for the Shadow. And the danger is, yeah, if you attack them actually, then they can just scoot away here. Then they're only 3 moves away from Mount Gundabad. Oh, tricky for GJB. Curious to see how he handles this. The King's Revealed and War Messiah and Toil. Not really a War Messiah and Toil kind of game, is it? Guards could be handy. Declare into Carrack. Okay, that at least protects you from nasty cards. Still going hard again. You have to. I think in this case you really have to balance the hardcore corruption, because if you go hardcore corruption strat while the free people have pivoted to military, you're massively increasing the chance of having like an apocalyptic turn where they can just charge in and really do some stuff. Okay, Musters in Rivendell. I'm surprised they actually bothered to play War Messiah and Toil, to be honest. Because does it even work with the Hobbits? North Regler and Dale, and a Reg here, trying to get maybe a cheap entry, perhaps. But also, what happened there? So this army's marching up here. These guys combining, leaving this completely open. GJB, you're playing with fire. You're playing with goddamn fire. Okay, so but having said that, it might not be an issue if they can take back Dol Guldur, because that removes the quick military win threat. Hit on the hunt. It's an eye. There is an eye. So finally they get an eye, but it's only a single. It's not super painful. Moves a northern boy. Wait, what happened there? That another northern boy was there already. So Nazguls are being moved around to create another Nazgul train. Right. And with the final moves, we're getting some standard army moves. We're getting the North Reg, our standard army move, and moving this guy here to just get an extra dude in here for the start of next turn. Could make a difference. Gives you 5. You're rolling on 5 because of the Cats in the West. So yeah, I think that's it's not a very big army, but it could make a big difference. And we finally get a mustering in Mount Gundabad and Angmar. Okay, I think that's smart. I'm not even sure I'd go for Angmar because it's so unlikely that this gets taken. But what's the force pool like? You've only got 2 elites left, so might be tempted to get just an elite in Gundabad instead. Boring. Yeah, that's not what Ace wanted to see. He was hoping that'd be left open. Challenge the King, Faramir's. So once Gondor's at war, if you only need 2 VPs, if you can really buff up, just build a big army in here before these armies can get mobilized. It's not that hard if you have a half decent turn to send an army of, say you get 1 more elite in there, get these 2 regs, you can charge for Barad-dûr. You can really have a go at charging for Barad-dûr with that kind of army as well. GGB still going for the eye strat. And this is the kind of turn, yeah, I mean, only the 1 muster, not much flexibility, lots of army attacks, but if you need to defend, could be quite tricky. There's no leadership down here, for example. if they needed to mobilize these armies to protect this, for example. And meanwhile, we get... okay, so playing it relatively safe. The Free People. With these... I think in this situation, I would be tempted to go quite radical. I would be tempted to muster once. No, sorry, get them to war with that. Muster once in here, and then go 1, 2, 3 with the attacks, and try and just fucking, excuse my language, I do swear quite a lot in these. Just go wild, and then try and take one of these next turn, because I think it's going to be hard this turn for them to defend that. It's going to be hard to not, and then it's dependent on holding this though. It is depending on holding that. Right, okay, but GJB is getting this army mobilized. But again, this army going here, that could actually benefit the Free People. More musterage and Dale. So again, with that there, that could be used to, you know, just make sure that this holds. They're going to Old Forest Road. Oh, this, I mean, that army could go. There's so many options. The Free People has so many options. I mean, this turn, what could you have done? You could have, with the 3 attacks, you could have gone on 1, 2, 3. You could have got this army to Eagle's Eyrie as well. With 1 muster, like that's almost guaranteeing that you're going to take Mangunda. But I guess they're going to get attacked by these guys. But you can retreat, and you've got decent numbers here. I would have been really tempted to do that. There's so many. This is cool. I love how many options the Free People have militarily here. But they're going a bit more defensive. Okay, I can see why you're kind of part, but I just don't feel like it's just hard to see them winning, getting a dunk here. Like, I go into Mordor in this situation without a bad Mordor, without a bad pool, and I'll still lose to corruption regularly, like so many times recently. So the idea of starting here and getting into Mordor and still like actually getting over the line just seems so alien to me, given my recent like luck with with corruption. It's doable. We've all seen it done, but I wouldn't feel confident. Goes for Dale. We have rubbish press. So yeah, they suck at dice rolling, and that goes in there. The problem with that though, GJB, is, dude, I think this is a mistake. I think this is a big mistake, because now you're leaving this open. Like, at least if it was here, you have a blockade. You can block this pathway from this army. Whereas now they've got a free run, and also this army isn't even here. But I thought when this army was going down here, it was going to combine with this army and take back Dol Guldur. I don't know what GGB is actually doing with this. Is he going to combine with these and try and take some? I think you need to be way more cautious as a shadow here. Book of Mazarbul and Eagles are coming. Where is Gimli? Gimli's all the way down here now. I don't think you'd send him on a mad dash to here, but you could use Book of Mazarbul to get one of these, like a Bobbit on the board, try and get the dwarves activated, maybe. But you're probably gonna need all the hobbits. If you are genuinely trying to get a dunk, you're gonna need all the help you can get. Pretty stacked hand here. Got Foul Thing and the breaking. So yeah, even more chances to hurt the Fellowship. As a shadow. I mean, the fact that they've drawn I think it's 9 cards, and within those 9 cards they've had the Foul Thing, Breaking, Orc Patrol, Lord of the Ring, and Isildur's Bane. So they've had, what's that, 5 Attack the Fellowship cards, which is pretty. I think there are only like 7 of those in the entire deck, so that's pretty remarkable. They get rid of Wormtongue and Stormcroak. But sticking to the path of, this is it though. This could be the turn. This is what I've been talking about. If you're continuing with such an intensive ice strategy in a game where there's so many military options with so many armies at war, or at least a very mobilized northern army on the board and quite a big army here. If he gets 5 attacks, this could be GG. 4 attacks and a ring. That's 5 attacks. I think this could be the turn. Where are they going? Where are these guys going? They're going here. Yeah, you do that. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you attack that. The only problem with that move is it means you can't actually... I think you could have won the game this turn with 1, 2, 3, 4, put it under siege, and then 5, finish it off. With that move, you can only get it under siege, if that is the plan. The only problem with that, I've been thinking about this, is that army can go 1, 2, 3, actually. No, it can't. It can't. It can only go to here. They've only got 4 dice. They can't even get this into here. Do they have any cards like Shadow's Gather? They don't even have like a Shadow's Gather. So as Shadow, your only option would basically be to start drawing Shadow cards, praying for Shadow's Gather. Or praying for a card like one of the mustering cards that allows you to muster in Mount Gundabad or in like three Shadow territories. So now, I think you have to kind of do it this turn, because next turn it's quite likely that the Shadow will be able to get this army up here, attack into here. Yeah, I think this is a mistake. I think this is a mistake. GJB's attacking Woodland Realm. Are you going to go into a siege field? Yeah. Great. Oh, now it's possible. Now, GJB, you've given him. I think you've given him the game, because now when he can retreat to here, and then it is 1, 2, 3, 4 to finish the game. Deadly Strife though. If you can get the army really down, but you're only rolling on. Let's see what the charge does. 2 hits. GG. Only 1 hit on a Deadly Strife. A Deadly Strife with no leadership. Oh, this hurts my soul. And he gets 5 hits back. I think that should have only been 1, actually, because... Oh, it's a field battle. You're rolling on 3s. Okay, sorry. Oh, but he stops. Okay, so he doesn't press, at least. So the irony is, like, if he'd done better... he probably would have pressed, which would have given you the jump and could have won the game. So maybe GGB was never intending on actually pressing that fight. Maybe that was never the intention. So now we're playing... Okay, so all my thoughts about this, everyone has different ideas in mind. I thought that would have been the play. Get Gundabad. Or, to be honest, given the dice and the lack of defensive options, get this army... You could have got this army into Morgul. I think you could have probably taken Minas Morgul, or at the very least, got this under siege, and then next turn charged into Barad-dûr. Corsairs has played. DA leave 1. So a completely undefended Don Amroth, Dwarven Elite and Erebor. Nice to see Bozza and the Hobbits in Erebor. That's a rare treat. Foul Thing is played, draws 2. And that goes up to 5. That can only be played when it's revealed though, right? No, that's not one of the revealed ones. Okay. I must be thinking of breaking. So he's actually using Golem's ability to hide there, to reveal. Dale from Boromir. Nice, take back this, and that means you can start reactivating this force pool from there. I'd be tempted to use Carrick though, to be honest. Nice rolling. Nice rolling. 2 hits. Terrible rolling from GJB. Presses. They run away to Old Forest Road. This is a wild game. Breaking. Slowly creeping up. Yeah, the dunk is... They have to win militarily. They have to win militarily. Old Forest Road from Boromir. I suppose it is a genuine possibility because they're going to have to move to prevent them just bleeding out. And then if they move and keep getting hit, then there is a genuine chance the Fellowship just bleeds out in like no man lands or something like that. All Forest Roads from Boromir. No card, no cards. That's worked out really well. So now you can combine these armies, and now you can almost certainly take Gundabad. So, like, GGB, for the love of God, please don't allocate 3 eyes this turn. Please just, allocate as few as possible and pray for musters. Hill Trolls, a gift, an absolute gift. Great, excellent, thank you. And you've got 2 musters. Probably not enough, but 2. But at least you've got attack, so this army can defend this now. Where'd you go with these? Where'd you go with this lot? There was that window, that 1-turn window to get Gundabad. That's gone now. I don't think you can do that with this army close enough. So they're moving. Okay, mustering in Dale and in Erebor. Trying to take down Dogda. Uses Relentless Assault. Kind of painful against the Daylight. 1 hit. I think I would have compromised on the Relentless Assault against the Daylight and maybe just done 1 down. Because now it's going to be tricky. But they do decide to press. You got a decent shot, yeah, and it works, so that's good. That you needed that as a shadow. Nazgul are mustered. Rivendell is put under siege. Oof. No. No. Me no like. Because now you're really far away from Gundabad, and you've got this huge combination of armies. Oh. It's like watching a slow motion car crash, I think. If the 3 people even go for it. Because if the army because that army can lose against that, and then you've got no defense. Then you're just leaving. What's that show? Naked and Afraid, Naked and Alone, where they just put naked people in the wilderness. That's what this guy's like in Gundabad right now. This one orc is just like, he's just quivering in a tower in his like, orc loincloth. Draws a character card. So yeah, they drew. So okay, you've drawn 2 excellent mustering cards that could save the day potentially. Faramir's range is played, but they got options here. These guys can go in. These guys can do it. These guys can do it. And these guys are still hanging on in there. But the Oliphants, they're having none of it. They're thinking, we can get to 10 before you can get to 4. More mustering in Minas Tirith. Panzer of Orthanc is played, and we go on to turn 11. Oh, I was wondering why there was so few dice here. There's 1 stuck here. They'll sort that out. Shadow Lengthens. Okay, could be really useful. That can be a game-saving card when you're in a tricky fix. Could mobilise something to get it back into Gundabad if they need to. Fellowship is relevant, lol. Yeah, he doesn't bother. Yeah, it's past the point of worrying about the Fellowship at all. Only 1 muster here, 1 Palantir. Not a good offensive role for the 3 people, though. So, GJB moves, Realms of Velkanen. Okay, so combining this army here, try and take back this. And this army's coming here. Why? What's going on there? I'm not sure about that one. The last thing you want to do is be clearing out Mordor right now, in my opinion. That's a risk. Oh, yeah, exactly. This army looks so small compared to that now. Yeah, this army, like, Sauron's just told them to, like, venture forth, destroy the scourge of men in Gondor. And then they get outside, and then they see the army in Osgiliath, and there's just, like, the largest army these little orcs have ever seen in their lives. And they're like, do you think the boss actually knows what he's doing? Like, maybe we should go back to Minas Morgul. Right, so... And this army's going hit. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing GGB is just trying to, like, all out win the game militarily. And get Pelargir, I suppose. Oh, no, they're protecting... Oh, my God. I'm so dumb. I've not been thinking about Umbar. Of course, that makes sense. Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's why I was wary about, because there's so many things that are vulnerable. Umbar, as soon as that army uses Corsairs, Umbar is also, like Mount Gundabad, naked and afraid. So yeah, you absolutely have to do that. Yeah, I don't know how I missed Umbar as a potential option. I guess because Corsairs was played. Yeah, yeah. I think in these games where like free people military victories on the table, you've got to be so careful. You've either got to like really, even though it's slow and painful and annoying, you've got to like really put all your effort into taking back the original one that's gone, or you've got to keep every base super covered. And maybe you take Pelargir and not worry about Dol Amroth and just go super slow, super safe, muster everywhere, grind down the free people with really cautious attacks until their force pools are emptied, and that's how you do it. It makes the game into like a 20 odd turn, you know, drudge. But if you don't do that and you play like a normal Shadow game, then this can happen. This situation where you play, I think my only my only decent free people military victory that I've had was in this situation where Shadow played Corsairs as usual, and then I snuck in and took Umbar. And it looks like that's going to be the case here as well. South Athelian from Osgiliath. South Athelian from Osgiliath. Okay, so they're going for Minas Morgul instead of Umbar. I guess the positive there is you've got multiple options. If you go here, you can take any of these three, whereas Umbar is. But the downside of this attack is there are multiple cards that can defend Mordor in huge numbers. Mustlings of a long planned war. There's the king, that doesn't work. There is, what's he got? There is Orcs multiplying again. None of these, there's no mustering card. I don't think that the only one that would work here would be the one that gets 2 in various Southron and Easterling settlements. So you could get 2 here and 2 here and then 2 here, which is too far away anyway. But I feel like there's about 4 or 5 cards that could defend this. So I think I'd be inclined to go for Umbar regardless. We'll see. Ace rolls poorly. GGB rolls okay. Gets a hit at least. Rubbish Gondorians. Where are my Northmen? Yeah. They go. Okay, and what's going to happen next? So moves armies to defend. So these guys are coming back. The Oliphants are like called back into action. Changes his mind. Okay, now it's like action stations. Let's actually defend. Let's just try and take this back because we're going to lose something here. So yeah, okay, Shadow's best chance is taking this back, and then while the free people uses 2 dice to attack this, and then uses a ring to finish this off. And it's Morgul into siege. 5 in there. I think what I would do is actually depends how this goes. You're almost tempted to use the last die to attack because against 5 it's quite hard. If you go here though, you've got so many options. Like you're probably going to be in a situation where you're going into Barad-dûr and taking against at best 1 guy, or Morannon against 1 guy. Whereas here against 5, what cards have you got? There's no companions in there. You do have Valor. Okay. If this holds, you probably have to just go for it, actually. You probably just got to gamble on it. With Hill Trolls as well. Now, after the Hill Trolls, I don't think you gamble it, because I think that... So what is this? It's an 11 army against a 7. 11 versus 7, if it was a typical Shadow attack on Lorien, the other way around. 11 versus 7 with 4 leadership. You probably favour the defenders, especially when you see the fact that they have 5 character cards, so they don't have great and know that if you had companions, I think you can make a good argument for going for this. I think in this point I'd probably be willing to wait, try and get next turn get like Barad-dûr, and then I still think you've got to go for Gundabad, to be honest. Like, you can bind these guys and Gundabad is going down. Gundabad is going down. He kindly lets him use Olog. Oh, and he draws Olokai. Maybe you're too kind, Ace. But hey, it's not a tournament game or anything, so I think that's, yeah, go for it. All right. Oh, do we have any cards to, like, if you can get Gandhi in here, that would be quality. No cards to do that, unfortunately. I might be tempted to use a... draws a card. Okay. You need one of the rings to attack if you're going to attack here. Okay, you're drawing a strategy card to try and get you over the line here. That makes sense. Dol G. Yep. This could be it. Does this hold? Here, this is where the Brave Stand, the Heroic Death, and the Mighty Attack are going to be hugely helpful. And then you use the Valor here. I think odds are that this holds. I think this is very unlikely to take this. Which is why you really want to see the Shadow attack first. You want to see how this goes before you do this. Because you're kind of... There's two fights. I really don't think this wins. First ring. Yeah. Okay, great. That's the play. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Yeah, 100%. Really, really like that play. It's too risky. It's too risky. You could easily just lose that, and then you've left Gondor open, and you've decimated this army. There's nothing left of it, and then Shadow can just, like, you know, limp into Minas Tirith and maybe even get a military victory that way. Whereas this way, you're forcing them to chase you. You can get a cheap Barad-dûr. You can get inside this stronghold, and then you can probably hold this off against the Shadow while you then take back Gundabad. If this falls. Okay, so the Shadow musters. Okay, nice one. So they don't even bother to try and take this yet. They prioritize mustering, which I think is actually a really smart move. For weather, bit not the game for you, my friend. And Pits of Mordor. Okay, that's really, really good timing. Really, really good timing. I presume you get rid of Lidless Eye. Weeper of the Swifter. Get Gandhi in here, baby. That means these guys can actually hold. I think. Or you get Gandhi here and just improve your chance of taking this. I don't know. Who's the Fellowship again? This is what Boromir wanted. Gondor charging into Mordor. And he's so close to the ring. Yeah. Boromir will be the next Sauron. Right. So, one eye added to the hunt. Loads of... Okay, attack dice. Yeah, cool. But a million musters. Probably shouldn't rush this. So, surely you just... It's pretty straightforward. You just take Barad-dûr, right? Yeah. Pits of Mordor, yeah. And then you just have to very quickly attack and use Valor. Don't give him any chance to do anything else. Because he will use Olokai. He will use Orcs multiplying again. Not that actually that won't help here. But it will be able to help there later, perhaps. Most satisfying use of that card I've ever seen. Top deck, yeah. Mustangs, yeah. So they're talking about Mustangs. Weeper the Swifter. Yes, man. You're doing all the right... Exactly what I was hoping you'd do. Excellent. Getting Gandalf to fight in here. Sortie from Minas Morgul. Yeah, I think that's the play. No, not that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is why. This is what I was saying. You have to attack this first because of stuff like this. I think even though you want to get Gandhi in, I still think... I don't know. I guess... was that the only card he could have had? I think he's already played... yeah, he's already played Half Orcs and Goblin Men. That still takes that. But the other thing he could have done was get 3 leadership in there, which again makes it much more dangerous. So I think I would have... My priority would have been, regardless, to just I don't know. It's just a really tricky decision because getting Gandalf in here is hugely valuable as well. So I think it's maybe a much of a muchness. Here's a different die. Oh, so he's changed his mind, dude. No, sorting here should not be the priority. I don't think. I think using Olokai is the play. I'm really surprised at that. But I suppose he's thinking he doesn't want to use one of his precious attack dice. Okay, fair enough. But having said that, if you use that, how many attacks have you got? 1, 2. So it'd be 1. So you'd be able to use this one for this. Then you'd have 3 more attacks, which would be 1, 2, 3, and you need 4 to attack this. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I don't think GJB's got much of a choice. But this army, regardless, this army isn't going to take this, I don't think. I don't think this army has any chance in hell. Guess if we had that in there. Play Cruel as Death. If only you had some Oliphants, you could play Mumakil. Going to have to try Onslaught, I think. Pray. Probably here, maybe, against Gandalf. Onslaught could be really good. I don't know. This is a really tricky situation. Barad-dûr, Valor. Oh, no quarter now. Okay. Yeah, even better. 2 hits, 1 hit back, press. Now. Valor, mate. Valor. No card. No card. You think you got to play the Valor? Because this can. I mean, your odds on to roll a 6, but you've got all of these cards to use here. I don't think you need the Valor in this fight as much as you need Heroic Death, Mighty Attack, and Brave Stand. Okay, it's your lucky day. I've just been scarred by so many times when you go 3 rounds of combat with the full army and you don't roll a single 6. And if that happens, it actually genuinely leaves this open to being retaken by this army. If you lose all those elites, it makes it a genuine possibility. So I would have played the Valor and then prioritized using these 3 to defend this. Maybe even using a ring to draw another strategy card. Although that, yeah, maybe, depending on how many dice the Shadow has left. So they combine here. Yeah, I don't think this army takes this. It would be unlucky for the 3 people to lose this to this. Especially with 4 leadership. More mustering. Pass. Use the ring to do shadow lengthens. Okay. That's nice. That means you can actually buff up some of these armies even more. Get one extra guy in there. This army's coming. These armies are coming down. Attack style Amroth. Okay, let's do this slowly because this is a really crucial fight. Strategy card. What do you play? I think you start off with We Come to Kill because you've got so many. Yeah, start with 3 to Come to Kill, then Cruel as Death, then Onslaught as the finisher. We Come to Kill against Brave Stand. So there's only 1 companion in there, I believe. Oh no, 2 because of Gandalf. So they're only rolling 3 dice, but that won't affect the We Come to Kill. So GJB gets the 1 hit, 3 hits back. Not a great start. We need a big We Come to Kill here. This is like game deciding. This roll right here is like game deciding. And you needed like a freakishly good roll there, I think. But now I think it's Heroic Death time. Heroic Death time. You can't risk Mighty Attack in case they play Deadly Strife and just blitz you. That is risky. Yeah, I think you had to play Heroic Death at that point, personally. Just in case. Especially seeing the Onslaught. I'll be willing to give up a leader just because if the Onslaught goes well, it's a total wipeout. So you need every man left that you possibly can get. Yeah, I think I'd use the used the heroic death now just in case, and then held on to the mighty attack once this army is kind of desperate and on its last legs to try and finish them off. That's my thinking. Not that, but yeah, the problem is GGB is right. Yeah, maybe this is the right play because it's. But you don't know what they've got up their sleeve. They could have like a Deadly Strife. They could have Desperate Battle. They could have all sorts of cards that are nasty. Crawler's Death. I'm surprised he played Onslaught at this stage. I would have played Crawler's Death first. Then Onslaught. Or even Great Host when you've still got a big army. 3 back. Yeah, this is really... He's going for a miracle. Here we go. 2. My heart is racing. Fuck, I love this game. Yeah, this has been a really good one. Press. He presses. Now you got to go for Crawler's Death, or you go for Great Host, man. Great Host, but you're relying on not getting any hits back, really, because if they hit you back, if they only get 1 hit back, and you get 1 hit, then you win the game. At least twice as many. He's playing Crawler's Death. He's playing Great Host again. But that's the thing. Yeah, the Heroic Death will block it. Unless he rolls like 3 6s or something. Yeah. 0. Wow. Nothing happens. Which can get... So he's sortying. Boromir attack. Oh, okay. Sorry. Boromir's... I was like, are they sortying? That's insane. Great. Now we get the Valor against Crawler's Death. Ace rolls very, very well because it's a field battle. And the Witch King is dead. GG, what a game. And that's it. That is the game. Is that the game? I'm trying to work it out because they needed to... I guess they needed to take this. This was the backup. Yeah, that's it. Wow. Amazing game. Very, very fun. And I think, yeah, really, I've rarely seen a game where the 3 people militarily have had so many options. So many options, you know. I think Gundabad was for a long time. I'd be curious to hear from Ace, if and when he watches this, if he was ever considering Gundabad as a serious target. I'm sure he must have been at some point, but maybe was put off by this. But I think when that went into Rivendell, I'm convinced that they could have won on that 1 turn when the Shadow couldn't have got back to defend. But other than that, yeah, Umbar was a good option. And yeah, just so many mad moments in this one. I do think that once it became clear that the Fellowship was in trouble, I would have eased off the well, not just that the Fellowship was in trouble, but also that like 3 people military was very much on the table. At that point, I would have eased off the 3-eye strategy. The 3-eye strat is great for corruption, but when military is becoming a thing, you need all those shadow dice to mobilize armies, to muster, to defend, to etc, etc, etc. And I think maybe 2 turns earlier, I think I would have been inclined to ease off. At least go down. If you're going to do, maybe pick a middle ground, maybe go for 2 eyes, because also you're opening up like the prospect of an apocalyptic turn and just getting wiped as shadow. And at that point, GJB didn't have the the orcs multiplying again, the hill trolls, etc, etc, which are so vital to defending as shadow. But hell, you know, great game. Some really fun stuff. And see you on the next one. Like and subscribe, people. I love you. Bye.